soft morning in a birch grove. Leaves are barely awake, and there's a thin sweetness in the air. Listen, this is spring in a glass. Today we begin with a single cup of birch sap, then a tiny jar of syrup you can fold into porridge, and a gentle linen rinse to leave your sheets smelling like new green light.
Delighted to be here in that light with you. The 3 little rituals we're sharing are small, seasonal, and safe when done with care. The upside? You get a sensory thread to connect with early spring and pantry treats that feel like a quiet celebration.
Quick note before we move on. If you like this kind of slow, seasonal practice, please subscribe so these weekly ritual episodes find you when the next harvest comes around.
Segment 1. Understanding birch sap. Imagine pale, almost watery sweetness, very different from maple. It's meadow water, lightly flavored by the tree's minerals, a hint of green wood, sometimes a whisper of almond-like back notes. That's what people taste in a single cup.
And how it's gathered matters. Ethical tapping takes a small hole, uses a short spout, and never overtaps a single tree. Folks who do it right treat the tree like a neighbor. Take a little and leave the rest. Seasonality is short, early spring when the tree is waking and the sap is freshest.
Let's break this down from a chemistry point of view. Birch sap is mostly water, with trace sugars, minerals, and tiny organic compounds. Nutrient-wise, it's modest, not a medicine. The point is sensory and culinary. That said, there are 2 practical differences from maple. The sugar content is far lower, and the flavor is more delicate, which changes how you'd use it.
Traditionally, communities across northern regions have used birch sap as a spring tonic, more as a ritual of renewal than a health cure. Some cultures ferment it into kvass-like drinks, others reduce a little for winter stores. The point is small scale. Taste, preserve a jar, scent your linens, not industrializing the tree.
That's where it gets interesting. There's a long history of modest uses, but we must be honest about limits. We won't present birch sap as a remedy for disease. Instead, think of it as an ingredient for sensory rituals and small culinary experiments. And a clear safety note, if you have salicylic sensitivity or are on blood-thinning medication, check with a healthcare provider before drinking birch regularly.
Okay, why the 3 rituals? A single cup teaches clean tasting and storage. The tiny syrup concentrates flavor, so a spoon stretches far. The linen rinse turns that green wood scent into a delicate home moment. Each is small and repeatable, perfect for someone trying this for the first time.
Segment 4. Recipe time. We'll walk through 3 straightforward recipes. Read along slowly. We'll pause between steps so you can follow if you're making these now. First, the ingredient list. I'll read each item slowly. Single cup tasting. 240 milliliters of fresh birch sap, chilled. A small glass or cup, very clean. Tiny birch syrup. 250 milliliters fresh sap plus 2 to 3 tablespoons sugar or 1 to 2 tablespoons honey. Use what you prefer. A small pot, a wooden spoon, a sterilized half-pint jar. Birch linen rinse. 100 milliliters of well-strained birch sap, 300 to 500 milliliters distilled or boiled and cooled water, a fine sieve or cheesecloth, and a spray bottle or small jug. Have a white cotton scrap handy for a fabric patch test.
Equipment quick list. Small pot, fine sieve or cheesecloth, thermometer if you like, sterilized jar, spoon, and a clean spray bottle for the rinse. That's it. Simple kitchen tools.
Now, the steps. We'll start with the single cup tasting. Step 1. Ensure your sap is fresh and chilled, ideally used within 24 to 48 hours of collection. Step 2. Pour 240 milliliters into a glass. Bring it to cool drinking temperature, around 8 to 12 degrees Celsius, so the flavor is bright, not warmed out.
Step 3. Look and smell first. Clear sap should be pale and translucent. Give it a gentle sniff. There may be a green wood note, a faint sweetness. If it smells yeasty, fizzy, or cloudy, discard it. That's an early fermentation sign.
Step 4. Taste deliberately. Take a small sip, hold it across your tongue, and note texture, sweetness level, and any off flavors. This is a sensory exercise more than a prescription. Notice, then decide how you want to use the rest. Next, the tiny birch syrup. Step 1. Pour 250 milliliters of sap into your small pot. Step 2. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons sugar or 1 to 2 tablespoons honey. Start with less. You can always sweeten after reduction. Step 3. Bring to a gentle simmer over medium-low heat. Do not boil vigorously. Simmer until reduced to about 1/3 of the original volume. That usually takes 12 to 20 minutes, depending on your stove.
Tip while it simmers, watch for clarity. The syrup should remain translucent and smell sweet warm. If it darkens too fast or smells caramelized, lower the heat. Gentle reduction preserves the delicate birch notes. When it's reduced, remove from heat and let it cool before jarring.
Step for jarring. Pour into a sterilized jar, seal, and label with the date. Refrigerate. Use within 7 to 10 days. Tiny batches are safer. Make enough for a week or two, rather than a large batch that might ferment.
Now, the linen rinse. Gentle and low concentration. Step 1. Strain 100 milliliters of sap through a fine sieve or cheesecloth to remove particulates. Step 2. Combine with 300 to 500 milliliters distilled or cooled boiled water. Step 3. Take a white cotton scrap and do a patch test in an inconspicuous place. Apply a few drops, wait 5 minutes, blot dry. Look for any staining or reaction before using on linens.
Step 4. If patch looks good, pour the diluted rinse into your spray bottle or jug. For sheets, lightly mist from a distance or add a small splash to rinse water when laundering for a faint green wood scent. Avoid spraying on delicate fabrics or prized garments. Use a drawer sachet or cotton slip for sensitive textiles instead.
Storage and serving tips. Keep fresh sap refrigerated and use within 24 to 48 hours. If anything seems off, cloudiness, bubbles, or a yeasty aroma, discard. Syrup keeps 7 to 10 days in the fridge. Label everything with the date. For the rinse, store in the refrigerator and use within a week. Give it a sniff before each use.
Segment 5. Safety and cautions. We covered spoilage checks. Here's more. Avoid internal use for infants and those who are immunocompromised unless cleared by a provider. If you have salicylate sensitivity or take blood-thinning medications, consult a clinician before regular internal use. And remember, these are sensory and culinary uses, not medical treatments.
For the linen rinse, always do a patch test and never spray near delicate or antique fabrics. For scent-sensitive households, keep a scent-free option, like a simple distilled water rinse, on hand. And sourcing. Buy from reputable small producers who practice sustainable tapping, or purchase a small jar from local markets if you're unsure about wild tapping.
Segment 6. Reflection. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a birch trunk. Pale bark, a quiet rising, a tiny rivulet of sap, like the tree's first offering. Take a mental sip. Let that quietness remind you, self-care can be simple, seasonal, and small.
Try one small birch habit this week. A single cup, a spoonful of syrup on your toast, or a tested linen rinse for one drawer. Share how it felt. Was it bright, grounding, surprising? We love hearing those little domestic discoveries.
We'd love to see your tiny jars or hear a short voice note about your birch experiment. Subscribe so you don't miss seasonal episodes like this one. There's more spring wood and pantry rituals coming. And remember our signature line as you go. Listen to your body. Trust the earth. Feel the difference.
Thank you for sharing this quiet morning with us. The full written recipes, sourcing notes, and fabric test checklist are in the show notes. Until next time, may your kitchen be a little greener and your rituals a little softer.